Ben should be here in a minute. Just give you a heads up. Anybody that's on Zoom tonight, you're only gonna get to see us. The other camera isn't working right at the moment, so we'll have to figure what that's out. But everybody can hear us. So who's ever on Zoom, just note that you're not gonna be able to see who's talking from the audience. All right. To start off first, we're gonna do a presentation, just an introduction for our new sergeant of the New York State Troopers next door, Ed Donahue.
Everybody, mic working?
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here. As Mike was saying, I became station commander down here. Mary got promoted. I know that you guys are very familiar with Mary. She's done an excellent job down here. I look to continue the same. I was born and raised in Middletown, so right over the border from here. I currently live in the town of Mount Hope, so once again, right over the border still. I have a lot of enjoyment being down here and mammocating. One of the things that I see and I fall in love with more and more as time goes on is there's a sense of community here, sense of tradition as well. And that's something you don't see in too many places now. So I definitely look to be a part of that to help the continuation of that. Look to make these roadways safer. My troopers, from last year to this year, there's been an increase of DWI enforcement of 75%. I was just doing the math before I came here today. So it's to make sure that you guys can get from point A to point B safely and accordingly. And we look to keep that going. If you guys ever need me, reach me at the station. I don't bite. I'm here to talk to anybody about absolutely anything in any way that I can help. I would love to do so. So it's my pleasure being here. Does anybody have any questions?
I just like to thank you because ever since you've been here, you've been a big help to me. So anything that has happened here, you've been right on top of it and helped us out. So thanks for coming, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you. That means a lot. So I look forward to the same exact.
Gotcha.
Sarge, I heard you might have a couple of new troopers that are from Wardsboro that plan on building a nice career here, as opposed to the ones that transition in and out.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of people stay here more than they have in the past. I know in the past, a lot of people have come through, whether from Long Island, whether from up by the Canadian border, whatever it may be. We have currently, off the top of my head, we have 3 members that are actually native to here now, the Mamakated region. We have Trooper Martin. She lives in the Mamakated region. She grew up here. We have Trooper Alvarez as well, and we actually have people now doing the opposite of what they used to, moving from Long Island up to here, finding beautiful houses in the Mamakated region. So it's something where we're seeing more and more people stay here. You're going to see more familiar faces than you have in the past, and we look to keep that going. One of the things that absolutely helps, and it's very grateful, I was just talking to Peter here about this a little bit earlier, is that that addition. It helps to give us a place to have family time together, I like to call it, have dinner together, and keep the camaraderie up. And that's one thing that keeps a lot of people to this area and have those people move from Long Island up to this region. But it's a beautiful, like I said before, going full circle on this, it's a beautiful town, beautiful area, and you have more and more people fall in love with it, find those same exact traditional as well as community type values here.
Good. It's always good to have a good sergeant, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. It's good to have a good town as well.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank
everything
you.
you're doing.
Thanks, Ed. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, proceed on with the work session. Next, we have budget modifications. Everybody get to look at them. I know they're bigger towards the end of the year, moving money around and stuff like that. Letter of support for the O&W Rail Trail. We did this last year to support them to try and get grants for their next project. I put it out here. I have it here. It's so they're looking at, get proposed engineering roadway crossings along the Sullivan County O&W Trail. So, they're asking the state to, give them money to help with some of these engineering courses to keep the O&W station or trail moving along and, make sure that everything's safe when they cross the roads in between townships. Anybody have questions about that? No. All right, next is the Walden Humane Society Agreement. Actually, I read some of your comments today. I had the dog control officer look at them, and she says that's normal.
Yeah, okay.
So, so the Walden Humane Society Agreement, it's just another place for us to store dogs. And actually we lucked out with one this weekend that Vicky had a terrible time with, and they have the dog right now, kind of helping us out. But so, anybody have any questions about that? Somebody's doorbell, right?
Oh.
Next is the proclamation for Gladys Goody Meyer Day. I'll let Matt speak a little bit on this because he knew her personally.
It's not often that we are able to celebrate the 100th birthday, but we had such an event a couple of Sundays ago on December 8th. A pillar of our community, some of you might know her, Gladys Goody Meyer, was born in 1924, and we had a celebration at her modest home. It was pretty crowded in there. Modest home, modest sized living room. We had members of the Wurtsboro VFW, the American Legion, some neighbors, family, and the Legion and VFW auxiliaries were there too. And we celebrated her birthday. For the town's part, Supervisor Robbins and the town board proclaimed December 8th Sunday as Goody Meyer Day throughout the town of Mankato. And it was a joyous and sometimes poignant celebration. We heard stories of her late husband, Edward, and their efforts to organize and create the VFW in this town back in 1946. And her ongoing efforts to support veterans causes and other causes within the community. And of note, recently, she helped the Community Church of Wurtsboro achieve to get on the list of National Registry of Historic Landmarks. That was very recent. And it was a great occasion attended by all. And I want to thank Supervisor Robbins for the proclamation and the town board. And she had a great day. The room was packed with flowers, friends. There was hardly a dry eye in the place, and you can tell she had a great time. And I wish her much health and many more birthdays in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt, and thanks for representing the town that day. Because it was such a small home, we could only really send one person, so, and because Matt knew her personally, so we sent Matt. Thanks again, Matt.
Thank you.
Anybody have anything on that to speak about? No. All right, next is a letter for Chester Stanton Historical Marker. Verdana came to us actually a while ago, and we talked about this, and I actually thought we approved it, but we looked back at our minutes and we didn't. So Verdana, if you want to get up and speak about this quick, so I don't screw it up.
What this is it's for the burials of our patriotic soldiers that are buried in the Chester Stanton Cemetery. It's been a long process. I had to have the pension applications and pictures of the graves and all the informations. I've submitted 7 or 8 of them to the SAR, which is your Sons of the American Revolution, statewide, not county. This is from the state. And he was thrilled when I talked to him. He was thrilled with the information I had given. He says, you left this very easy for me to do. So on the receipt of your letter that we can place this plaque, we have this. So, I can do one cemetery at a time. It's difficult. It's a lot of, research that has to be done. But these, and it will state that there are other patriotic burials. It's just that the 7 that I did do are Revolutionary War. So, and those are hard papers to get. So we got it. Your letter.
Thank you, Brianna. In talking to the guy, this doesn't happen very often, so it'd be pretty good thing for the town to be a part of this, because it doesn't happen a lot where all the information's there for him. He said it was actually, pretty good for the town to get all this information and so they can do this. So yeah, that's the way he talked. So, but thanks for for your help, and we'll vote on this later, and then hopefully come spring we'll have an unveiling of that, when it's nice weather out, and we'll set it up to present that plaque. Anybody have any questions about that? No?
Spring is coming.
Yeah.
Great.
All right, and then last for the work session, part-time position at the Meek, Liam Bartles. Jackie and I interviewed him. Jackie presented him to me because I guess he's helped out the Meek a little bit. He's not going to be working 20 hours a week because he still goes to school at OC, but he'll be putting in like 12 and a half hours a week. So it'll be a big help to the Meek, which lost their part-timer 2 months ago. So everybody got to look at his resume?
Mike, just a dumb question for you. This is replacing Ashley's position. correct?
Yes. Yep. So, okay. Well, number
At that rate, we'd still be open for another person to come in. Work.
but as long as it didn't pass the 20 hours total. I mean, we could probably, go a little bit over, but we'll have to see how it works out. Because anybody has a part-time position can't work more than 20 hours.
Right.
So we could do 2, but then, we got to cover the costs of, the salaries and stuff. So. But- All right, with that, we'll start the meeting with Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. All right, we'll start off with public comments, 3 minutes each individual, 30-minute max for anything that was on a work session. No, nothing. Brittany, you got anybody online?
I do not.
Okay, then we'll move on to the highway superintendent report.
Just a few quick things. First off, I'd just like to wish everybody up on the dais and in the community a happy holiday and Merry Christmas. And let's hope for a healthy and happy 2025. More winter events have hit the town the last couple of weeks. We've been busy staying on top of them, keeping the roads safe and passable while dealing with breakdowns. Any storm's gonna lend to a couple of breakdowns here and there, even with the, bit of fleet. Hydraulic lines are still always the bane of your existence when you're trying to push a lot of snow or just the wear and tear. Again, I urge the public to drive with due regard during winter events, plan accordingly, and understand that no road will intentionally be left behind. Occasionally breakdowns do delay our ability to get to all the roads as quick as we'd like, but we will get there. We're out bright and early, we're dark and early, in most every instance that there's any snow, and we usually stay pretty late at night. So have no fear, we'll be there. And the last thing this week, well, this is a lie, actually. This week will be almost the last week using tree innovations. We'll still have one more day after tomorrow. After one more day after tomorrow, that'll be 12 full days that we've used them, handling the dangerous trees in and around the town's right of ways. Well, we did get a lot of work done. There's still a lot of work out there, so I just want to urge the board to possibly do this again next year, because we can fill more, more trucks with trees and, for sure. So leave that to your good devices. That's all.
With that, Tom, do you feel that it was a successful program, that it was good to have them there? And
Yeah, they got a lot done pretty quickly. They were able to move around. We picked a road for the day, they'd move around. The trees that we kind of picked out, they do, and then they'd always find there plenty more that, you know, if you look up, you find a few more you can do, and they're able to zip them right down. Yeah, for sure. It's just money really to keep the guys working. I suppose we could also make the argument with a few more guys in a bucket truck, we could do it ourselves. But that could be a later, deeper conversation.
Thanks, Tom. All right, next supervisor's report. Just got a couple of things. I don't know if anybody noticed a little sign out in front of Tyler, but today's his birthday, so make sure you wish him a happy birthday. I know he's not going to talk to me for a week now, so. Next, I'd like to wish everybody happy holidays for next year or for next week, and then Happy New Year on the 1st, because we won't be back until the 7th of January. Just like to talk about some of our accomplishments that we had this year. We had a great year that the board accomplished a lot of things. First off, New York class, which last year we only did about 200 and something. With 2 more weeks to go, we're at 393. We should break 400 with the 2 weeks left. So it's a pretty good year that we had with New York class. Money to help out with buying things and putting towards highway department trucks and everything else. We also did the police barracks this year, which Ed had talked about. Just a few little things that need to be touched up, but basically it's finished. The new part has its CO. So the other thing is the pickleball courts. They're done. We have like one more fence to do on the one side. We got the nets, but we didn't put them up because, you know, winter time's coming. So in the spring, we'll be doing a grand opening for the pickleball courts. Actually, Peter said he wants to play first. So next is we got the kayaks this year. Not really sure if we'd had a rental yet. Jackie wasn't able to get on that day, but same thing. Come spring, we're going to have a grand opening of the kayaks. Same thing. Lori Green's trying to get one of the board members to go out on the kayaks first. So should be a good day. We'll have food and drinks and a grand opening. We had a lot of great holiday events at the park. Our Halloween party was probably bigger than whatever we've had in the past. We actually made more parking area, and we had to still turn people away. So thanks to the guys that did parking. Myself, Jim, and Peter were not the happiest people, or not the happiest for some of these customers that we had to turn away. So luckily, yeah, a few times, but luckily we had Jim, so he took care of them. So next is the new barn at the park for the Park and Rec guys was finished in the spring. It's turned out to be a pretty good thing for Parks and Rec guys. New place to work on things, you know, make sure things are clean, new workshop. So it's coming along pretty well. Next is the highway got 2 brand new trucks. I know they're not exactly here yet, but they should be here any day. And we got 1 truck coming next year. And then Tommy already talked about it. The tree work around the town took a little while to get going, but we had a few residents like Chris and John Lacey and stuff like that all were telling us how bad the trees were. So it's something that we're getting involved with again probably this year. Like Tom said, hopefully in the future we can afford to have our own tree crew. It's very expensive, but It's something that the town needs because we're very rural and there's a lot of trees on these roads that are not safe. So we're trying to get rid of the bad ones first and slowly go around and getting some of the other ones. So, we also put in new cameras in the town building here, and new cameras at the town park. We had a lot of problems at the park this year. So the new cameras are helping out. And then we have a brand new pool. They came in and repainted it, resealed it. We have no leaks. So it was a huge success this summer. A lot of people came out and used it. We also purchased 2 golf carts for the park, which was huge, and putting them a lot of lights in the park too this year because there's a lot of people that come in after dark and it's hard to see in there and kids hang out there, and so hopefully the lights will, deter them and the cameras can see a lot of stuff that they're doing mischievously, because they tear up the lawn and break things and everything else. So those are some of the things that we accomplished this year. So I'd like to thank the board, and hopefully we have another good year next year, and which I think we will. And thanks to public for support on us, and that's about it. So, all right. For some reason, I think I'm missing something, but
You mentioned the tree lighting.
well, yeah, that was part of the holiday events. Yeah. Tree lighting was good, but it was a very cold night and not a huge turnout, but still was a very nice day. And like to thank Santa and Mrs. Claus for helping out that day, and all the people that came out and supported the park rec people for putting on a good show. And actually, if you go by tonight, you'll see all the lights still on. So, all right, moving on to the 2024 abstract number 26 for $122,178.58. Everybody get a chance to look at them?
Yes.
Any questions?
Motion to approve the abstract for number 26.
Motion by Peter, second by John, all in favor? Aye. All right, approve the financial reports. Motion by Tyler,
Second.
second by Gary, all in favor?
Aye.
Approving of the minutes of 12/3/24. Motion by Matt,
Second.
second by Peter, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, off to the resolutions. A, approve the budget modifications.
Motion.
Motion by Gary,
Second.
second by Matt, all in favor?
Aye.
Approve the letter of support for the O&W Rail Trail. Motion by Matt,
Second.
second by Peter, all in favor?
Aye.
Approval of Walden Humane Society Agreement.
Motion.
Motion by Gary,
Second.
second by Tyler, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, ratify approval of the proclamation of Gladys Goody Meyer Day.
Motion.
Motion by Matt,
Second.
second by Peter, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Approve a letter giving permission to place a historical marker at Chester Stanton Cemetery. Motion by Peter, second by Matt, all in favor?
Aye.
Approve Liam Bartles for part-time position at the Meek at $16.23 an hour.
Motion.
Motion by Gary,
Second.
second by Matt, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, off to the committee reports. I know Peter's got one.
I got one. I have a report from the assessor's office for the month of November. She's received a total, or processed a total of 20 deeds, 15 of them from the town of Mankato, 5 of them in the village of Wardsboro. Address changes, combos and splits, don't ask me what they are. She did 8. Number of permits processed for valuation and non-value were 42. 32 of those were in town, 10 of them in the village of Bloomingburg. 1 age exception was received. 13 aged renewals, 5 forestry exemptions, and 1 veteran's disability. from the sole assessor himself.
Thank you, Peter. Anybody else have any reports? Okay. Announcements. Anybody have any announcements?
Ward 3, Ward 4, I don't know. In April, come on.
Oh, April.
All
right. Yeah, getting to that end of the year, we're having a lot of parties and invited to pancake breakfasts and stuff like that. So they're all over the place. So go out and support your local fire company. And, a lot of them are already passed over it. So, but if you see one, just go out and support the community. All right. Public comment, 3 minutes each individual, 30-minute max for any new business. Anything out there? No? Everybody getting ready for the holidays? All right. Brittany, do you have anybody online?
I don't.
Okay. We have no executive session, so can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion by Tyler,
Second.
second by John Roofer. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, everybody, for coming.